pregame show.
Good evening, sports fans. This is 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny Smith. And on tap tonight, it's the Minnesota Timberwolves going up against the New York Knicks. For the Knicks, they've got an opportunity tonight to sweep the season series 2-0. The coaching staff commented that they feel confident coming into this one. And tonight, we'll see Kyle Lowry, tough, all-around talent. Kenny, he always seems to find ways to make an impact.
Oh, man, he is tough. He is a pit in that offense and defense. You know what I mean, Ernie?
Sort of. I'm trying to follow.
Like a pit bull.
He's
just tough.
Oh,
when,
I
once
thought you were talking about barbecue pit.
When he locks onto something, he does not let it go. He's tough rebounder for a guy. What is he, 6 foot nothing? He is a pit bull.
Kenny, that explanation was pit to full.
Okay.
He's very physical, very skilled. His competitive nature sets him apart.
He's just jumping his pit.
You know where he's from, Ernie?
Pittsburgh.
Oh, that's a good one. Where did he go to college at?
Pituitary Gland Tech.
No, University of Pitt.
Oh, okay. Well, that was Pitt.
If he played with the Bulls, what would his name be? Scotty Pippen.
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 We'll see you later, I hope.
It's the Timberwolves in Minnesota for a little interconference action here at the Target Center. It's the NBA, and it's live right here on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. David Aldridge joins us from the sideline. Take a look at New York. They're hoping they can carry over some of that momentum from their undefeated homestand.
You know, since the trade, Kevin, it's actually took them a little while to kind of find that rhythm and gel as a team. And now they're making a strong push here late in the season.
This late in the season, Clark, the bumps and bruises really adding up. Guys are staggering a bit. Is any player really 100% health-wise now?
Well, you know what, Kevin? 100% healthy is relative. You know, I think you move that down to maybe 90% would be the high water mark for most players. You might have a few that would say they're 95% healthy, but if you've been playing and working and traveling and all the stuff the NBA guys do, then you can be 100% healthy, but you may not be 100% fresh. So those are ways to differentiate it for me. But everybody's got something at this stage in the season. It's a good look at it.
So the New York starting five. We've got Mario Hezonja. Enes Kanter is out there with Skal Labissiere. Then there's Tim Hardaway Jr. And it's Ntilikina in at the point guard position. Now here's Beal. A 20-point game for him in the win against Washington. Lowry from deep three-point land. Doesn't go that time. Now the Knicks take it the other way. This game coming on the heels of their win against the Kings.
Really an intimidating style of defense. I mean, they challenged everything at the rim, and that led them to victory.
Greg, they expended maximum energy, but it was well worth it. I mean, they earned that win with their defense.
Now we'll go to David Aldridge. You had a chance to talk with head coach David Fizdale.
Well, Kevin, they have a specific approach to tonight's game. He told me they have to get the ball into the paint as much as possible and take advantage of what they believe is a big inch for them inside. We'll see if they're right about that tonight. Back to you.
All right, thank you, David. Now here is Hardaway. Following the miss by Andrew Wiggins, Hardaway passes to Ntilikina. The pass to Kanter. Clock at 6. Beal against Hardaway. Shoots over Beal. Hardaway, no good. Timberwolves have gone 0 of 3 from the field to start the game. Here's Wiggins, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Drawing contact on the dribble drive there. Wiggins with the quick first step, forcing the issue offensively, and as a result, draws the foul.
First trip to the line for him here.
And, of course, we'd all like to see his percentage at the line improve, but he just does not have the touch right now. He's in the 60s.
And I don't think there's any question about it, guys. He's got to bring that percentage up. I mean, those are the kind of free throw numbers that will get you in a coach's doghouse and get your teammates a little mad at you.
And both free throws good for Wiggins.
You know, you think about Wiggins, drafted #1 overall a few years ago. So many high expectations, and to be fair and honest, he's met most of them.
Now, here's Cantor. A 14-point game for him in the win against Sacramento. Now about 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Here's Wiggins. And he overshot that one, missing.
Still scoreless after 4 attempts, trying to take the lid off the basket.
Pass to Ntilikina. Back to Hazonia. Pass to Labissiere. Now Hazonia, defended by Towns. New York, no good that time either.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time. Yeah, slow start right now. 5 straight misses to get this one going.
And now, here's Hazonia, following the miss by Kyle Lowry. Ntilikina kicks to Cantor. Labissiere with the ball. Towns on him. Hardaway for 3. The shot goes in. First of the night. He's 1 for 3 to start the game.
And boy, did they need that one. Their first make in the 5 field goal attempts they've had.
Passes it to Lowry. Back to Wiggins. The Timberwolves need to get a shot off here. Releases. Beal trying to break loose. That one wide left. The Knicks have gone just 1 for 5 from the field to start the quarter. Ntilikina passes to Hardaway. Cantor kicks to Hazonia. The 19-footer is on the money.
Boy, that's impressive. I mean, not often do you see shots like this find the net. Fortunately, the basket got in the way.
Lowry finds Beal. Unloads from 9. Here's Towns. It's stolen by Labissiere. Here's Ntilikina. While recovering. Ntilikina passes to Cantor. Here's Ntilikina, guarded by Valanciunas. Here's Ntilikina. No points in the game yet for him. Labissiere, and he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And Minnesota gets called for the foul.
Really like how Scal goes into the defense with no fear at all. Really shows how confident he is in his game.
2 shots.
First one falls for him.
Hey, at 6'11" and 225 pounds, length is not an issue for Labissiere. He is long. Somebody who uses his size very well inside.
Looking at who's out there now for the Timberwolves. Marjanovic checked in for Jonas Valanciunas, and Derrick Rose is subbed in for Bradley Beal. So he gets them both. So the Timberwolves called their first timeout. They beat the Knicks during their last encounter in New York.
And whether by design or by accident, they drew so many fouls in that game. Foul trouble for the other side became a huge issue.
And as a result, there was a blowout win. And credit them for initiating contact and forcing the officials to make the calls.
And so it's Minnesota with it. It's a 5-point game. Outside Lowry. And there's the pass to Rose. Back to Lowry. And they get it. Ntilikina with the rebound.
Just cannot find the rhythm. Still yet to hit a shot this quarter.
And last season, LeBron said that the Knicks made a mistake passing on Dennis Smith Jr. in the draft. Of course, they took Frank Ntilikina out of France.
Yeah, a little shade thrown Ntilikina's way last season. Of course, he's one of the youngest players in that draft, and so plenty of time for this young man to fulfill his potential.
Now, here's Marjanovic. Tim Hardaway unable to get his last shot to go.
And right from the start, Kevin, they've been pounding the glass. Most of those 50-50 balls also going their way.
Well, I don't think there's any question about it. They came focused and ready to play. I mean, they're doing everything they can to put things in their favor. You earn that, and they're actually earning it well right now.
Here's Lowry following the score by New York.
Yeah, but, you know, it's nice to see Lowry dish the rock. I mean, I enjoy watching him pass the ball because he's got a nice feel for when to get it to his guys for an open shot.
Ntilikina kicks to Hardaway. Offline with his three.
Not a lot going his way. Everything he's shooting is just off the mark. I mean, somehow he's got to figure out a way to turn it around.
Now here's Towns, coming off a stellar performance against Washington. Wiggins outside. Over Labissiere. And it's Wiggins missing.
He's been anything but his usual self this quarter. It's actually been ugly to see.
Hardaway passes to Ntilikina. Hardaway against Rose. Hardaway kicks to Ntilikina. And the foul on Derrick Rose. That is his first foul of the game. Inside. Burke can't get it to go. Timberwolves trail by 5. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Back to Rose. 6 on the shot clock. Fires from deep. Offensive rebound. Marjanovic. And that's good. A nice job in the glass as they pick up 2 on the second effort.
And you just hate to give up those second chance points.
Yeah, those are back crushers. I mean, they really crack your back when you give teams second shots like that.
Here's Felicio. Lee outside. Labissiere trying to break free. And Courtney Lee gets the 3. Lee's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. And here's Lowry. He'll bring it up for Minnesota. They trail by 6. Kicks it to Wiggins. Right side Towns. Back to Wiggins. He gets that one. Wiggins has got 6.
Hey, it's a simple game. Just take what the defense allows. Wiggins reads it. Smooth with the mid-range stroke. Knock it down.
Back to Burke. Lee outside. Rose. Well-placed jumper from the free throw line. Lee's got his second basket of the night. And the Timberwolves call time here. Clark, if you need to win a game 7, and you can't have KD or LeBron, but you can have any other one player in the league, who would you pick?
Wow, you can't have either one of those guys.
How do you like that question?
There's a great list. Harden, Curry, Kyrie Irving, Kawhi Leonard when healthy. And I think you'd have to throw Russell Westbrook in there, too, for a one-game situation where he could just go with the abandon he goes with. But I think I'm going to hang my hat with Kyrie Irving since he was part of bringing a championship to the Cavs a couple of years ago, my hometown.
And it's out of bounds to New York. They'll retain possession.
Let's take a look now at some numbers for Beal. This past month, he's really set himself apart. He's putting up about 17 points, 4 assists, and 2 rebounds. And you know, pretty terrific numbers across the board.
Yeah, so many books in his library. He lights up the scoreboard on a nightly basis.
Here's Knox. No points in the game yet for him. Lee outside. Shoots the three. Can't hit that one. Timberwolves go the other way with it. They defeated the Wizards in their last game.
You know what? It's a fine line between attacking but yet staying under control. And they did, and that's why they shot such a high percentage.
Yeah, they pushed the pace, and typically you get high-quality shots when you do that. I thought they were terrific all game, Greg.
There's Vonleh after the made shot from Bradley Beal. On up the court. A huge slam, the perfect end of the fast break.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, but if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant. And this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
Second shot opportunity, and Marjanovic with the layup. Marjanovic has got 6 points.
And that's a great play on the backboard for him. I mean, it's what we expect. All his second chance points do not come by accident.
Here's Knox. 11 points last game. And the foul called on Tyus Jones. That is his first foul of the game. Now, here's Burke. He's covered by Beal. Can they get it? Burke can't get it to go. Minnesota's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Here's Rose. The shot from the low post is good. Now it's a 4-point Timberwolves lead.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
And the Knicks decide to take their first time out here.
And with the Tide running against them, needs to talk it over with his guys.
You're exactly right. Halting the other team's run momentarily. Let's see what he comes up with now, Greg.
Here's Knox. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Burke, the pass to Knox. Over Jones. The shot off that time. And Minnesota now the other way. Outside Rose. A minute 20 left to play here in the first. Pass to Bates-Diop. 6 on the shot clock. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse. Bates-Diop's got his second basket.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
Burke kicks to Felicio. Here's Knox. He's covered by Beal. Knox misses.
Yeah, they got that one, but early on, it's really been a struggle for them to secure that defensive backboard.
And because it's still early, I wouldn't read too much into it. There's still a lot of game left.
Now, here's Marjanovic. 6 points for him. Back to Beal. Pulls it up. Second chance effort, and the nice bucket inside for Marjanovic. Marjanovic has got 8 points.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
Burke with it, defended by Jones, and that one's good. Burke.
How good is that? I mean, he can make a defender look foolish at times.
Now here's Jones. He's guarded closely. Bates-Diop controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. And the Timberwolves lead by 8.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
Let's go. And so it's Minnesota in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. Defensively, they have gotten after it, contesting every shot going up. And we'll be right back after this. One of the most high-powered scorers in the game, Karl Anthony Towns, knows it's important to keep his teammates involved.
You know, everyone has to get some of the sugar, you know, so making sure you're not just being a ball hog. So I'm just always trying to make sure that I'm taking wide open shots that I think everyone in the team would love for me to take if I have the opportunity. But also at the end of the day, making sure everyone gets a chance to be in the candy shop.
Well, when you're attracting, Greg, all that defensive attention, it creates opportunities for your teammates.
And Towns wants to win big. To do that, though, it's not enough to get numbers. You've got to make your teammates better as well.
And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Timberwolves?
I tell you what, that first quarter, you can see the game plan is a commitment to offensive rebounding.
And you know what, Greg? It looks like they have an advantage there. I mean, I liked how they've made an effort, really a concentrated effort, to hit that glass.
In a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. And New York, looking at who they've got. Trey Burke is out there with Lee. Then there's Vonleh, and it's Felicio in at the 5 spot. Now here's Wiggins. They lead by 8. That's the biggest of the game. Here's Bates Diop. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. And so it's Burke who brings up the ball for the Knicks. Following this game, they'll hit the road to challenge the Pacers at Pacers Arena in Indianapolis. And that game will be game 2 of 3 straight on the road. Here's Knox. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. The shot. New York keeps it going. A new 24-second clock. Here's Vonleh. And again, it's the Knicks missing.
I think in that situation, it was a nice try to create some space for himself with the fadeaway.
Here's Bates Diop. The second chance effort, and that one's good. Marjanovic has got the second quarter going with the first basket of the period for the Timberwolves. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Now here's Lee. 14 points from him the last game against Sacramento. Here's Burke. And it's in after a nice bounce off the right side.
Whatever their plan was defensively that time, it didn't work. Not if it results in that shot.
Rose in the post, covered by Lee. And the basket by Rose. Rose has got his second bucket.
And Derrick Rose certainly equipped athletically to punish teams in the paint.
Burke kicks to Felicio. Burke with it, working on Jones. Here's the 3. A rebound by Marjanovic. Marjanovic has got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. Wiggins surveying the floor. Outside, Jones. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time. Jones has got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. New York calls timeout. As the teams head into this timeout, a chance for the coaches now to map out some plays for the next few minutes and a chance for the players to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's important if they want to make sure they don't wear down later in the game.
Absolutely. Over the course of a game, you have to stay hydrated.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, it seems every season new records are set for the number of three-pointers made and attempted. It's proven to be successful, and, of course, it is a copycat league. It's hard to know why it took so long for everyone to catch on, but now that they have, the effects continue to ripple throughout the league.
They sure have, David. Thank you. All right, well, look at how the hustle game has been going for the Timberwolves.
I'll tell you one thing. They've cashed in on a lot of second-chance opportunities here in the first half.
Something else they've done right so far from the get-go tonight is run. I mean, so much of their offense has come off the fast break.
That's good from Hazanya. Lots of physical play, Clark, during your time in the NBA. That's been toned down to a degree. Do you miss it being a bigger part of the game now?
You know what? I think it's still a very physical game. The rules have changed. The way the game is officiated has certainly changed. Some of the tough fouls that you saw in decades past don't exist as much. But I still think the game is extremely physical. So I'm glad to see us move in the direction of toning that down a bit. There's enough physicality in the game.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in the second quarter of play. They get a hand on it. Here's Ntilikina. Minnesota with the rebound. Higgins outside. Inside. Puts it up from 7. Count that bucket. Marjanovic has got 12.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
Bissiere with the bounce pass. Now here's Hardaway. Tight defense on him. Pass to Hazanya. Beyond the arc. The rebound by Marjanovic. Marjanovic has got rebound number 11 for him here tonight. Jones looking for an opening. Hardaway against Rose. From deep three-point range. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Marjanovic. As we get a break in the action now, let's take a look at the East and how the teams are stacking up. You look at Boston. Very strong season they've had, always at or near the top of the conference. And right now they're in first place in contention for that, exactly where they want to be as they close in on the postseason. And, of course, New York, not in the same realm right now in terms of their record.
And right now for the Knicks, this has been a season I'm sure they'd like to forget. And luckily, they'll be able to do that soon enough.
You know, maybe they'd like to forget it, but there are lessons to take from it as well. I mean, the mistakes they've made this year can't be repeated if they want to get a taste of the postseason anytime soon.
He knew what he wanted to do all along. The teardrop.
And the Timberwolves call time here. New look on the floor for Minnesota. Well, every team needs rebounding. Let's check out the league's top rebounders. 5th, Karl-Anthony Towns.
And you can't win games without rebounding the basketball. That's what has made him such an important part of what they do.
It's stolen by Labissiere. Hardaway against Beal. Cantor with it. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. New York moving it around. Over Valanciunas. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's on Jonas Valanciunas.
And sometimes it seems the age of interior scoring big men has come and gone. Enes Kanter, one of the rare big men who can dominate a game offensively in the paint. Great hands and the strength to create space.
2 shots.
That's good from Kanter. And you talk about Kanter's inside game, but he's got a solid jump shot.
It looks very comfortable all the way out to 20 feet. I think before long we may see him add a three-point shot to his repertoire.
And Kanter drops them both.
And that's another area where he is just a superb player. Excellent at the free throw line.
Now, here's Lowry. He's coming off a 16-point game against Washington.
And also 3 steals. So he showed some grit and determination on the defensive side.
Shot clock at 6. Great positioning on the putback. And the Timberwolves lead by 12.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, Greg, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it, gritty and rough. But that's how you win games.
Here's Ntilikina after the made shot from Karl-Anthony Towns. Kanter and the rejection by Valanciunas. Okogie That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry.
And that's what makes Lowry a great floor leader. Just unselfish in his attitude and great awareness of how to keep his teammates involved.
And now, here's Hazonia. He's coming off a 19-point game against Sacramento.
And you know what? In that last game, he was also all over the place on defense, mucking up the passing lanes and getting all kinds of steals, too. Tell you what, Kevin, it would be helpful if he would start to contribute a little more on offense, because when he's missing, it makes it really hard for this team.
Knicks trail by 14. Passes it to Ntilikina. Back to Hazonia. Kanter finds Hazonia. Tries it from 19, and it's in there. Hazonia's got 7 points in the game.
Boy, Hazonia does a nice job at measuring these shots as an in-between scorer. It means he got a nice mid-range game.
Outside Lowry. Uncovered, and there's another one for the Timberwolves.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Clearly just an example of a different mindset between these teams.
And now, here's Hazonia. He's got 7.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Yeah, rebounding has been a big key in this one, Greg. They've asserted their will and have taken control on the glass.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
New York calls timeout.
And Bradley Beal earning that first All-Star nod in 2018. A top 20 scorer. He can hurt you from just about anywhere on the court. A moment now to see the numbers for Ntilikina. Averaging about 7 points, 5 assists, and 2 rebounds. And he's very steady with that second unit, running the offense and getting them into their sets.
Right. I mean, your backup point guard simply has to hold the fort, maintain the status quo, share the basketball, and minimize mistakes.
Now here is Hardaway. He had 10 points in the win against Sacramento. And Beal just turned 25. Have we seen his best, or do you think he can take his game to even another level?
I think the key is going to be him staying healthy. Injuries have kind of plagued him early in his career. With health, he'll be able to refine his game and fortify his defense and expand that offensive repertoire.
Clock at 4. Goes up to the stripe. Second shot opportunity. Here's Valanciunas. Well, it was only a matter of time that they finally get the bucket. Valanciunas has got his first points of the game. Hazonia, the pass to Hardaway. And the rejection by Valanciunas. Timberwolves leading by 16. Knocks it loose. Lowry kicks to Beal. Now Hazonia. He has 7. The pass to Ntilikina. Hazonia finds Labissiere. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. And a look here at the scoring trend over the last several months for Lowry.
It's been surprising to me to see him take a little bit of a tumble lately in terms of what he's doing for them offensively. The points just haven't been there for him like they were a few months back. The defenses he's facing have adjusted to him, and he hasn't been able to make his own adjustments.
The first one falls.
And working, Kevin, themselves to the line here in the second. A nice way to get your offense going.
And maybe cause some foul trouble along the way as well. And we know what that can do. It pays off typically in good fashion for you.
Wiggins is checked in for the Timberwolves. So he makes 1 of 2 as the second one misses. Timberwolves leading by 15. Here's Lowry. Yep, it counts. Lowry's got 4 points this quarter.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
Here's Knox. He's still scoreless so far in this one. That one goes in. And it's Lowry with the ball. Brings it up for the Timberwolves. After this one, they're off to Denver to take on the Nuggets. And that one will start off a 3-game road trip for the team. Wiggins passes to Towns. Shoots over Burke. Towns, no luck.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
And the basket by Knox.
Boy, after having a tough time in the first, he's managed to turn it around nicely this quarter.
Outside Lowry. Kicks it to Towns. The shot's good on the assist by Lowry. Lowry's got his 3rd assist on the night.
They've settled into a nice groove offensively here in the second.
Yeah, and that field goal percentage zooming upwards is now above 50%, which is pretty strong.
Burke can't get it to go. Timberwolves leading by 15. Pass to Lowry. Takes a 3. And another 3 for Minnesota.
Can't give up these looks. I mean, the defense has to be more aggressive guarding the perimeter.
Here's Burke. He's coming off a 16-point game against Sacramento.
And, you know, Kevin, his creativity really on display that night. I mean, he was threading beautiful passes everywhere.
Now here's Lee. And misses it off the right side of the rim. One-on-one here. Shoots. Here's Valanciunas. And there's 2 points. Working on the glass, paying off that time.
Great hustle on display, and you know what? It's paying off with those second chance points.
Boy, you can get a lot of momentum, Greg, getting a timely offensive rebound, and they've had more than their share.
Now here's Labissiere. He's coming off a 19-point game against Sacramento.
Kudos to him for his energy, especially on the glass where he was an absolute beast.
2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. And here's Lowry. He's got 7. Five to shoot. And Labissiere sends it back.
I love how aggressive Labissiere is on defense. I mean, using that wide frame and long reach to turn back shots.
So it's Minnesota out in front by 17 points at the end of the quarter. They've been playing some ferocious defense. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much. Jonas, you guys got off to a strong start. How important was it to set the tone early?
You know, we came out with a different energy. He said it's enough to struggle from the start. You know, we got to focus and play good starts.
That is where it all starts. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be right back after halftime to start the 3rd quarter. See you in just a bit.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Boy, what a crowd joining us here for our halftime report. I'm Ernie Johnson alongside Kenny the Jet Smith and the Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal. It's Minnesota out in front at the half. They are way out in front, leading by 17. Kenny, what did you see from them?
What a brilliant, unselfish half of basketball they just played. Their ball movement was absolutely impeccable. All in all, just beautiful basketball to watch.
Shaq, what did you think about New York?
Well, first of all, as cold as they've been from the floor, I can't say I'm surprised by the score. You cannot shoot the ball that poorly and expect to be in the game, Ernie. They need better ball movement. If their offense stays this stagnant, they could forget about a comeback.
And that's going to do it for our halftime show, sadly. 3rd quarter about to start. See you again after the final
Horn. Oh, buzzer.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. You look at Boban Marjanovic. He's really playing well.
Yeah, and the fact he's posted a double-double with about half the game left to play, that's impressive.
And you know what, Greg? He's showing no signs of slowing down now. This game has been all him, and he's been a force.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. The two #1 picks, Wiggins and Towns, are the forward positions. Bradley Beal is out there with Lowry, and it's Valanciunas in at the center position. So that's the lineup for Minnesota. Here's Ntilikina on the mark with the 15-footer. Ntilikina's got it going here in the start of the second half. The first points in the third quarter for the Knicks. Minnesota leading by 15. Here's Beal. He kicks it to Valanciunas. Pass to Wiggins. To the inside. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Valanciunas. Rebounded by Hardaway. Knicks trail by 15. Passes to Hazanya. Knocks it loose. And stolen by Wiggins. Here's Beal. That falls. Nice feed that time from Wiggins.
Continuing to push the action and build this lead.
Yeah, you know, continue to pour it on them. That's what they want to do right now. Doing their best to put this game out of reach and in the win column.
And now, here's Hazonia. He has 7. Another shot. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a three-point play.
Really strong rebounding on the interior, and he gets the easy putback.
The Knicks have shot 75% at the stripe, 6 of 8.
One shot.
Minnesota leading by 14. And Beal kicks to Lowe. There's the lob to Towns. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
And a good call. Towns, one of the best in the league with the catch and flush.
And that was an unleashed chaos moment indeed. What a spectacular play. Sponsored by Under Armour Hover Habit. Now, here's Cantor. 5 points in the game. Beal gets a wide open look. And it's Valanciunas finishing it off.
And the second chance becomes a dunk. We could feel over here.
Yeah, GA, such a good, aggressive play in the paint.
Guys, it's all about persistence on the offensive glass. You just can't ever give up on a play.
No coverage that time. Hazanya's got 10 points in the game.
They're getting a lot of their points outside the paint. 3 of their last 5 baskets are from three-point range.
Towns. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
Showing determination inside. Towns absorbs the contact and gets the whistle.
The Timberwolves shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
2 shots. 2 shots.
The first free throw is good.
And, you know, really, Towns is the total package. A versatile scorer, skilled defender, and strong competitor.
And Towns drops them both. Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. Hazonia finds Hardaway. Shoots over Beal, and he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down. He's got 9. And it's Lowry with the ball. Brings it up for Minnesota. They led the game at 1 point by 20. It's good from long range. And the Timberwolves lead by 18.
And that's Lowry's shot right there. Always looking to capitalize from that range.
New York calls timeout.
He does not look happy. Their defensive rebounding has been putrid, and they're giving up a ton of second chance points.
Looking at the Timberwolves, let's see where they rank in the NBA statistics right now.
And you talk about their points off turnovers. A great combination of offense and defense. Really a blitzing style on both ends of the floor.
Second half of play, and we're 3 minutes into the third here. Kazanya's shot is off.
That's exactly how you want to play it defensively, Kevin. I mean, getting a hand up to distract and bother the shooter. Not easy to stop somebody this deep inside.
Count that one. 11 points for Karl Anthony Towns.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
Timberwolves leading by 20. Beal the pass to Valanciunas, and he uses the glass on the layup. Valanciunas has got 8 points.
And he's pretty relentless inside. Valanciunas gets after it down low. It might not always look pretty, but he makes the most of his chances in the paint.
The shot's good from Cantor. Minnesota's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Wiggins kicks to Towns. And there's Lowry. That's good on the assist by Towns. He's got 12.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
Greg, the play in the paint has gone almost entirely all their way.
Cantor finds Labissiere. Outside Hardaway. 5 on the clock. Over Beal, and Hardaway gets it to go.
That mid-range jumper is just another one of his weapons.
Outside Lowry. And the pass to Towns. Over Labissiere. Towns, no luck. Knicks trail by 20. Out of bounds. Minnesota takes possession. Well, as you can now see on the 2K leaderboard, these are the NBA's steal leaders since the All-Star break. And you look at Kazanya, such quick hands, second in the NBA.
Defensively, he's been a club. I mean, he has just been blanketing his opponents.
Lowry passes to Valanciunas. Down low. Here's Beal. The shot's good on the assist by Lowry. Lowry's got 5 assists tonight.
Indicative of what we've seen tonight. One team being the aggressor, the other failing to react.
Yeah, and you can tell they feel like they can get inside whenever they want to. I mean, it's been carte blanche, full menu for them, and the defense really not offering any resistance.
Here's Kazanya after the made shot from Bradley Beal. Kazanya with the ball. Here's Ntilikina. And not a good shot for him. They can get better looks than that. And oh, here we go. Lowry's got the fast break chance. And the foul called on Tim Hardaway Jr. That is his first foul of the game. Both teams will make substitutions. Here's Valanciunas. No good off the back of the rim. The Knicks have gone a solid 6 of 11 when shooting here in the third quarter. Pass to Knox. He dishes it to Cantor. New York moving it around. That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time. And a quick look at how the Minnesota Timberwolves schedule is shaping up. On Tuesday, they'll be taking on Paul Millsap and the Denver Nuggets. Then on Thursday, they'll be facing Steven Adams and the Utah Jazz.
And for that game against the Warriors, it's never easy going up against the top team in the West. But if they're able to come away with the win, it's going to be a huge confidence booster.
Now here's Wiggins. They have a 22-point lead. It's the most they've led by. Out to Hardaway. Pass to Ntilikina. Back to Hardaway. Pass to Ntilikina. Deep. And it's Lowry with the rebound.
And if you want to drive your coach crazy, this is a good place to start.
Really, exactly. I mean, in what world is that a good shot? You tell me. I mean, he's got to feel bad and embarrassed about that one. No reason to take that shot.
Wiggins finds Rose. That falls. Nice feed that time from Wiggins. Rose has got his third basket of the night.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
You know, the defense, Greg, has really been kept off balance because of the outstanding passes. 4 straight field goals have been made off an assist.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
The last 5 trips they've had have ended with a great pass leading to a basket. They're really sharing the sugar.
To the paint and stolen by Wiggins. And now the Timberwolves on the break. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
So a moment now to see the story on Tim Hardaway Jr. How his last 10 games have gone. He's putting up about 12 points a game, 2 assists, and 2 rebounds. And you look at those numbers, not bad. But, guys, I think he can do better, and he knows it.
And he has high expectations for himself as well, guys. But he just hasn't delivered fully on his potential yet.
And he knocks down the first one.
And for Derrick Rose, the question will be how much of his MVP level of play from 2011 can he recover? You'd love to see him return to that form.
And New York making a change here. Felicia's checked in for Enes Kanter. Noah Vonleh comes in for Mario Hezonja. Lee's checked in for Tim Hardaway Jr. And it's Burke in for Frank Ntilikina. And Rose drops them both. And it's Burke with the ball for New York. Kicks it to Vonleh. Over in the corner, Lee. Clock at 6. Over Valanciunas. The pass to Knox. Three-pointer on the way. Offensive rebound. Felicio. Here's Vonleh. Just couldn't take the lid off. They had their chances, but came up empty. Feeds it to Wiggins. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Wiggins has got 8 points.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
I'd agree with you, and I don't think they expected this one to be a game where they would get battered inside like they have.
Here's Knox. He has 7. New York needs to get off a shot. New York, no good that time either. Minnesota's gone 4 of 8 tonight from three-point land, shooting 50% on the free ball here. And he gets it to go.
The tenacity, the attention to detail, it's why these guys are in complete control.
And you know what, Greg? They are crushing it on both ends. I mean, in total control right now.
Now, here's Vonleh. He's averaging a bit over 5 points a game over Wiggins. And Felicio is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul. Minnesota's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. They get a hand on it. And Beal kicks to Marjanovic. Rose against Lee. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
And here we have an opportunity to check out Karl Anthony Towns. He's been on a remarkable tear this past month. 11th in rebounding, 15th in blocks. And he's among the top 20 free throw shooters in the league. Doesn't waste many opportunities at the line.
And you mentioned how powerful he is on the boards, going full throttle at both ends every play. Really helping his team compete for wins. And the first one drops. He's perfect from the line this time. It's been a pretty tough stretch for them.
And this will be an important possession. The stop to this run, and the best way to do it is by great execution. And they've just tried everything to stem the tide here, but nothing seems to work.
Yeah, they can't find anything. They're lost right now. Everything working against them.
Now here's Beal. He has 6. 6 to shoot. Towns dishes to Beal. Another miss by Minnesota.
And, you know, it hasn't been his night, but his team still leads, so that's encouraging.
Now here's Burke. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game. Down low. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. Burke's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
Yeah, the D has not been able to keep the ball out of the paint at that end of the floor.
Outside, Beal. He kicks it to Towns. Fires from the line, and he drops that one in. Towns has got 8 points in the quarter.
Well, I really like the way he's stroking the ball. I mean, knocking down a bunch of his shots and really being efficient.
Pass to Knox. Back to Felicio. Here's Knox. He's covered by Beal. And out of bounds as the Timberwolves gain possession. .105 left in the 3rd quarter. To the middle. Marjanovic, no good. New York's gotten 1 of 6 3-pointers to drop since coming out of the locker room at halftime. Lee passes to Felicio. And the officials call him for a 3-second violation.
And they're just playing fast and loose. Sometimes that'll burn you.
You know, can't afford these kinds of mistakes right now, Greg. It's as simple as that. And they're making it hard on themselves.
Outside, Jones. Marjanovic finds Beal. On the wing, Jones. To the inside. And the dunk by Towns.
Doesn't take a lot for Towns to catch fire. He's a confident, sweet-shooting big guy. Can score on anyone from anywhere.
New York shooting a troubling 38% in the 3rd. Not the finest work of this offense. It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Inside. And it's Lee, that time on the assist by Vonleh. Lee's got 10 points.
Good job putting the pass in front of him, throwing it where he's supposed to be, not where he is, paving the way right to the bucket.
Here's Towns. And he banks in the layup. Towns has got 12 points now in the quarter.
You know, for a guy with Towns' size, I mean, to have this level of body control, it's no wonder the contact didn't bother the shot.
It's been all about Karl Anthony Towns for the Minnesota Timberwolves. That quarter had to take a lot out of him. He racked up 12 points. And we'll be right back after this. And let's take this chance now to show you the State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
And they'd love to see every possession end this way. True team basketball.
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. And New York, looking at who they've got. They've got Vonleh. Mason is out there with Lee. Then there's Lance Thomas. And it's Asik in at the 5 down low.
And you love to see Rose operating as a playmaker first and foremost.
Mason kicks to Asik. Clark, when you were playing to complement your inside game, you had that wonderful mid-range jumper, but more and more players are going away from it.
I think it's all driven by analytics, Kevin. I mean, everything is about the three-point shot, efficiency of your possessions, go for three when you can or get it to the rim. And that makes sense from a mathematical standpoint. From a game standpoint, though, if a quality shot is a mid-range shot for a good shooter, I think you should take them all the time. I mean, that would just be my posture. So I differ with the analytics. I understand what they say. But if I was coaching, guys get a good mid-range jumper from a quality shooter, we're shooting it every time.
And Derrick Rose, so quick out of the gates. When he sees open floor ahead, he's at full sprint in the blink of an eye.
Now here's Ashit. To the inside. Dishes it to Mason. Stolen by Rose. Mason against Jones. Final quarter here, and we're just over a minute and a half through it. To the paint. Here's Rose. That one is good. He's only missed one shot of his 6 taken on the floor. And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for Minnesota.
Defensively, they played with a lot of energy, and the steals we've seen are a result of that aggressiveness.
Something that's also benefited them tonight are the turnovers they forced and the points that have come along with those forced turnovers.
And Jones has it in the corner. Pass to Bates Diop. The tray. It doesn't go for him. And New York the other way now. Outside Thomas. Clark, an interesting aspect of the one-and-done controversy. Increasingly, these guys are being asked to take on a big role in the NBA right away.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? I'm all for guys that have the unique ability and opportunity to play pro basketball out of high school or after 1 or 2 years of college. I would love to see college kids hang around for 2 or 3 years, but that's not realistic for the supremely gifted. But it does put pressure on your teams if you're expecting these young guys to come in and impact winning right away. It takes a little time, in most cases, for even really highly talented players to become winning NBA players.
And here are the Knicks now after the basket by Minnesota. Clock at 4. They could use a bucket. Lee, that's good.
He had to battle for that lay-in. Excellent, tough defense, but he found a way to get it down anyway.
And so it's Jones. He'll bring it up for the Timberwolves. A great fourth quarter, just giving up 2 points. Now here's Rose. To the paint. Kicks it out to Wiggins. And it's good. The time running down on the shot clock.
Heads up move. Wiggins sees the clock nearing 0. Doesn't hesitate.
Passes it to Vonleh. Kicks to Mason. Get the shot. Jump shot is good that time. Now Jones. The pass to Bates Diop. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. Hammers the alley-oop through.
Staying alert and aware. Wiggins sees his man flash to an open spot. Pass is right on the money.
The Knicks have gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. Mason against Rose. Shots good from Mason.
Great job getting to the right spot on the court. Beautiful passing all the way around.
Mason against Jones. To the middle. Here's Bates Diop. He kicks to Wiggins. Inside. Outside. Jones. Over Mason. And again, it's Minnesota converting.
And we're seeing some great ball movement out of this group, guys.
The Knicks have gone 3 of 5 here in the fourth quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. And here's Vonleh. Pass to Mason. 5 to shoot. From deep three-point range, the putback, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
You know, we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
Jones, the pass to Marjanovic. Wiggins against Thomas. Now here's Wiggins. Tight defense on him. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good.
And you know what? He's shaking off the cold shooting performance from the first half.
Thomas deciding where to go with it. We've been the 90s, Clark, when we saw the pick and roll really become a common type play. Defenses have now adjusted somewhat, but many offenses still rely on it now.
Man, you go way back to the 50s and 60s. The pick and roll has been one of the hardest plays to defend since really basketball came into existence, quite honestly. Puts a lot of pressure on the defense. And now, with the interchangeable parts that many teams have, you have the real challenge of small guys setting screens on big guys and creating havoc. So screen and roll action, always a very important part of the game and a hard set to cover well on defense.
Here is Mason following the bucket by the Timberwolves. Outside Thomas. Jones against Mason. Rebound Minnesota. Marjanovic has got his 16th rebound on the night. And a wide open look here for Wiggins. Shot goes down. Very quick possession right there.
Nice fluid motion off the catch there, Kevin. I mean, Wiggins becoming a dangerous jump shooter.
Mason against Rose. Mason with it. Over Rose. Mason misses.
Excellent box out there, keeping himself between the man and the basket.
And that one's good. Wiggins
moving it around. 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
And Greg, you know nothing makes a coach happier than selflessness on the basketball court.
Here's Lee following the basket by Andrew Wiggins. Back to Ashik. And Boban Marjanovic picks up the foul. That's his first foul. We seem to see a lot of players request trades in the media, but Clark, you have to believe some teams were blindsided by this.
Well, there's no question about it, Kevin, that teams have been blindsided on occasion. I don't like to see players operate that way, but I also understand sometimes the frustration that leads them to do so. But at the end of the day, I think it's part and parcel of the environment we're in and the nature of the business of the NBA. Sometimes players just aren't confident in what they hear directly, so they take other measures to voice their choice or displeasure.
Here's Lowry. After the basket by Noah Vonleh. Lowry kicks to Towns. Over Mason. Vonleh with the rebound. Vonleh's got 8 rebounds in this game. Hardaway against Beal. Outside Hardaway. Here is Mason. Lowry covering. Hardaway for 3. Rebound Minnesota. Now here's Lowry. Here's Towns. That falls. Nice speed that time from Kyle Lowry. Lowry's got his 7th assist of the game with that last one. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Vonleh with it. Towns on him. Vonleh kicks to Hardaway. Over Beal. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls. And that's 13 points for Tim Hardaway. Timberwolves shooting percentage, 59%. The offense is running smoothly. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. Mason against Lowry. Outside Beal. And the layup's good off the glass.
And he found the soft spot in the D on that possession.
The Knicks have gone only 6 of 14 from the field in the fourth. Mason kicks Duashik. And it's Thomas at the elbow. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. Commissioner Adam Silver believes, Clark, that the NBA will see its first female head coach sooner than later. What do you think?
I think it'll happen. I'm not sure exactly if it'll be sooner. I think it'll be a little time because the pipeline, I think, has to be established to where you have some candidates. And you very well could have candidates now that may not have coached in the NBA that could possibly move into a head coaching role. But I think the progression to that would require, I think, more female assistant coaches before there's a comfort level with moving in that direction from an owner standpoint.
Minnesota making a switch here. Wiggins is checked in, and New York with a change here too. Felicio is checked in for Omer Asha. And both free throws good for Thomas. There's 1:40 left in the fourth quarter. Lowry against Mason. Lowry finds Beal. On the wing, Wiggins. Here's the three. Up again. It's good on the putback.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for Minnesota.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And this will make it 36 wins on the year for them.
And playing this team only twice on the year, yet you have to feel good about their strategy and execution. Tonight they complete the season series sweep against the Knicks.
And while there was some nice performances tonight, it definitely ended up being a solid outing for Andrew Wiggins.
And the sharing of the sugar, very impressive. I mean, he seemed to know exactly when to get the ball to his teammates.
And here is Hardaway following Kyle Lowry's three. Hardaway kicks to Felicio. The dish now to Mason. And they come right back with their own three-pointer.
And guys, you got to ask, where was this effort when it mattered? The game's over now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, frustrating to say the least. I mean, don't even know why they're trying anymore. This one is a wrap.
Lowry, good, and as this goes to town.
And leaving nothing to chance here on this game-clinching run.
Exactly. Cold-blooded. Separation solidified. Great effort.
In the corner, Hardaway with it. And it's off from three-point range. Outside Lowry. And so it's the Timberwolves taking care of business here. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team by far tonight.
And you got to commend this sort of dominance, particularly here at home. It's a great feeling when you play almost a perfect game and to have that crowd be so pumped up.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. Jonas, you have a lot on you in terms of patrolling the paint. How do you think you're doing?
I feel good. You know, there is a better game, there is a worse game, but, you know, I'm bringing energy every game. I'm fighting, and my job is take rebounds, set of screens. I'm doing that job.
It's grunt work, but you're good at it. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. And we'll see you next time.